Hey guys, welcome to Let's Geek Out for a Minute. This here is episode 1. So this is the beginning. If you guys saw the test footage from the other stuff, we're still working out the kinks right now. I got some guests here. First off, I am your host, your creator, Rocky Rees. I got James
Hey,
Galeo
guys.
over here. I don't even know his first name, but I'll explain to you why we don't know each other's first names for a bit. And then we got Salcedo here. Jose Luis Salcedo.
Jose Luis, thank you very much.
619 representing.
All right, so first off, I want to say that right now we are all deployed. So that's how we're doing this at odd hours here. And so I assure you, we're not on duty right now. We are on our personal time, so don't freak out there. We can't tell you where we're at. It's part of this OPSEC thing. It's called Operational Security. Once we're back home, then of course, we'll let you know, where we were and all that stuff. Don't worry, we're not secret agents. We're not ninjas.
Wish we
just
were.
doing duty.
Wish we were.
Wish
yeah.
we were.
Wish we were.
Now, but I gotta say, I am envious of Salcedo's beanie here. He's got this Ninja Turtle, dude. I'm so peanut butter and jealous
Awesome.
right now.
All I gotta do, you want one? All you gotta do is ask.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I definitely want one.
I
So,
guess you want.
all right. So now, right now we don't have it right. There's a segment that I wanted to do where we had questions from you guys watching our show, whether it be about the comic books, what you want to geek out on, or just anything that you have. What's on your mind? Tell us what's on your mind. Or, if you got some constructive criticism, hey, let me know. But, hey, Salcedo, let us know, where can people get a hold of us?
Well, they could get a hold of us at Twitter, at Let's Geek Out, number 1, at Let's Geek Out, the number 1, not spelled out, number 1. Or they could get a hold of us at facebook.com/Let's Geek Out 1 MIN.
Actually, let me correct you over here. It's facebook.com/Geek Out 1 MIN. So that's the numeric 1, MIN for a minute. It's just Geek Out 1 minute.
Let's
All right?
not geek out, just geek out.
And tell them about our email.
Email is Let's Geek Out for a MIN at gmail.com.
Okay, so that's where you guys can get us. Send us your questions. Email us. Twitter us. I don't even know. I just started this Twitter account, so bear with me here. And then but go on to the Facebook page, hit like,
Check
share
us
the
out.
stuff,
Like
and spread it out, man. Same
Share
thing
it.
with the
Share it to the world.
with our episode here. We want to get 500 subscribers by the end of the month. All right, that's the goal. 500 subscribers. I mean, if it doesn't happen,
It's a
who cares?
possibility.
But, yeah, it's possible. Yeah, but of course with your guys' help.
We share.
All right, so what's the first thing on the docket here, man?
First things first is movie 411.
Oh, movie 411. Okay, so this segment is called Movie 411, and what that is, the information when it comes to movies. Right now, since we're gonna do everything that has to do with comics, it's what's in the movies that are relating to comics. Like I said, later on in the future, maybe on phase 3, we'll go into doing movie reviews and stuff like that, more movie news that are not relating to comics, but for right now, it's going to be all things comics. So what's the first thing on the movie 411 here?
We got Batman. The Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman.
That's been confirmed already, The Batman, which they didn't have in the initial release of movies to come. But, so tell us about The Batman. What do we got here?
We got Ben Affleck directing and co-writing with Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns.
Dude, Jeff Johns. Dude, okay, this is super exciting. If you guys don't know who Jeff Johns is, he is
He's a chief officer at DC Comics.
Chief Creative Officer at
Creative
DC
officer.
Comics. So this guy knows his comics. He knows what he's talking about. So getting together with Ben Affleck, what do you think there, Galeo?
Hey, it's good work out there. I mean, hopefully we could have the fans out there see the perspective of what the Batman genre is going to be, rather than having the eyes of Christopher Nolan going out as well. David S. Goyer co-wrote it as well with him and Nolan, and we would want to see a different perspective of the Batman genre. Ben Affleck and Jeff Johns, and especially what Ben Affleck has done in the movie genres as well, with Oscars and writing and producing of his own movies. So in a creative way, we'll see good things about what's going on in the DC world and Batman.
Now, if you guys haven't seen the preview for Batman v Superman, get out of your cave. You got to see it, and you're gonna see what Ben Affleck's actually bringing to the table. And and it's kind of funny because there's a lot of naysayers on Ben Affleck being Batman.
Oh yeah.
I mean, dude, a lot of people were talking shit.
Yeah.
So and then the funny thing was, I was one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Why?
No, well, it's
Why?
Why? Okay, well, all right. See, a long time ago, Ben Affleck did a movie called Daredevil, and
That was
it
just
sucked.
Marvel, and
It sucked. But well, the thing is, if you really look at it in the perspective, did he suck? No.
no,
Okay.
he did not. It's
The
just,
movie sucked
The
in
movie
general.
sucked, yeah. But what we're going to talk about later is it's a TV. But right now we're talking about the movie, the upcoming Batman versus Superman, of how Ben Affleck becoming the new Key Crusade, the Dark Knight.
Yeah, but when I heard about Ben Affleck being Batman, I was one of those. I was like, hell no, I just couldn't see it. I
Scary.
mean, but a buddy of mine, actually, we were talking comics, we were geeking out, and he starts telling me, he's like, dude, Ben Affleck is like 6'3". I mean, I had no idea Ben Affleck is 6'3".
Wow.
Like, that's a tall guy. He goes, dude, obviously he's gonna bulk up. If you think of it, like, do you think he'd make a bad Bruce Wayne? And I was like, well, no, he's a good actor. And then he was like, okay, so what's wrong with him being Batman? I'm like, dude, you're right. He's gonna be the fucking Batman. He's gonna be, if I'm gonna imagine me being scared, I'm a criminal, okay, and I'm gonna be afraid, and there's this guy in a Batman suit, 6 foot tall, yeah, that's gonna be scary.
Yeah,
So that's, I'm sold. I'm sold on it. But now, Ben Affleck, I mean, and here's the other stuff that some of you guys may not know or may know already. Dude, this guy does directing. He does writing. He's already got a few Academy Awards on his belt. He did
Argo.
Argo, 2012.
2012.
2012 he did Argo.
See.
That's his when he's directed, and he got an Academy Award for Best Picture. So there's one. But he also did Good Will Hunting. He wrote.
Which co-wrote it with Matt Damon.
Right.
Matt Damon.
So Matt Damon, and they both got an Academy Award. They share that Academy Award. So
That was awesome.
that's super impressive here. So what else do we got on this? Because I know there's big news with Batman here right now. So what's the next thing that we got here?
We got a private screening for the head honchos over at Warner Bros.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if you heard about this, but they had a private screening for all the big wigs over at Warner Brothers, and story is that they gave it a standing ovation. Okay. Now, normally what I would think is oh, it's like the family clap, your family's so proud. You were in a play, oh, your family's happy.
Yeah.
Like, who cares if these guys think that this is a great movie?
Not only that, sorry to interrupt, but not only that, Warner Brothers also did stand alone on the Man of Steel. They represented Man of Steel as well, and look how it turned out to be.
I loved it, but there's people who didn't like it.
There's pretty half the people that didn't like it. I loved it. I watched it too many times, but there's some people that disagree.
There is no too many times to watch Man of Steel. It is such a good fucking movie.
It's awesome movie.
Good storyline too.
But now, what stands out to me, now this is rumor, I don't know if it's confirmed, but if you guys know if it is confirmed, Jade, give us your comments, man. Tell us below, and tell us where you found out that it was confirmed. But rumor has it that they liked this so much, and they were so impressed with Ben Affleck as Batman, that they're talking about a 3-picture deal.
Oh,
So now,
that's great.
the standing ovation is one thing, but for them to say, hey, we're going to put up or shut up with the money to do the next 3 films and have Ben Affleck at the helm, obviously, I mean, dude, I'm impressed. Dude, I can't wait to see Batman v Superman.
Which is also, not only that, with this Batman v Superman, it was actually based on Frank Miller, which has that pertaining of Zack Snyder's imaginative world, how he has inspired from Frank Miller, which you guys would probably see in 300, Watchmen, and other couple of movies that he did. Which is, I mean, if Ben Affleck is going to do his own thing with 3 Batman and spread it around, I mean, let him have a try.
But you know, the key word here is inspired, okay? Because it's not exactly like the Dark Knight Returns.
No, this is not.
From the comics.
This is different.
I mean, obviously it has its own flair. Basically, he took that Batman, took it out of there, and obviously the fighting scene, the fighting that Batman has with Superman, he took those two and took it out. It's not the same storyline, but yeah, I mean, you're right. Frank Miller, I mean, he's the master. That's what everyone's going to right now, as far as the comic book industry.
Comics book,
like
as these guys would.
And you mentioned 300,
300,
which is another Zack Snyder, who's the director of Batman v Superman, another one of his movies, right? And then, so yeah, I'm super stoked. I can't get enough of that.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
All right, so what's Salcedo? And you know what, Salcedo? You saw the preview for Batman vs Superman, okay?
Yeah.
Now, as a person who's not familiar with the comics, and you're seeing this, right? What do you think?
I think shit looks awesome. I'm excited. Can't wait to see it.
Okay, like
that is awesome,
dude. Like, and mind you, Salcedo doesn't come from the comic book industry, but this is something to show you guys also too, is that you don't have to be all into the comics and know all the history of Batman to get into. Maybe this is something that you're just getting into because you're just seeing the movies. But hey, if it makes you into a comic book reader in the end, dude, I think it's done its job.
Yeah.
You know?
It's definitely doing its job.
You know, so all right, so hey, tell us what's next on the docket here.
Next is Jason Todd theory, where that's where Jason Todd is to be the Joker in the new movie franchise.
Oh, you know what? This is one of those things that came up to me on Facebook. I had my brother's girl. She sent me a link of these guys talking about this theory. So the theory is that if you guys read the comics, Jason Todd was the second Joker. The first one, which is Dick Grayson, becomes Nightwing, and then Jason Todd gets killed by the Joker, and then Tim Drake becomes he's Robin, but he becomes Red Robin, and then later on you have Damon Wayne. So Jason Todd gets basically kidnapped by the Joker, and the Joker just brutally beats him down with a crowbar and kills him. You know, so you know Batman's devastated by this. You know, it's like one of his biggest failure, and you know, it's the Joker like being crazy as hell. So the theory is that in this version, in this movie, because if you saw him in a Suicide Squad, the theory is, what if that is not the Joker, because the Joker is an old Batman is an older Batman in this movie. So they're assuming that Jared Leto is not the actual Joker, that the actual Joker is dead, so that this is Jason Todd converted to the new Joker, going crazy after being kidnapped.
See, that's
so
very, very interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Speculation goes to out there. We are all fans of the upcoming movie and all Batman and DC and everything. But you know, but like what you're saying, could be a good storyline if Jason Todd is actually the Joker, and that Tim could actually be in that the one that's actually the Joker.
what, Tim Drake instead of Jason Todd?
Yeah.
Well, see, when I heard about this, I don't like the idea. I mean, yeah, it's a new take, it's something new. I get it, but see, the reason why I don't like the idea is because in the comics, Jason Todd, after he gets killed, Ra's al Ghul brings him back using the Lazarus Pit. So he brings him back from the dead, and of course he's a little crazy, you know. Mm-hmm. And so he's a little crazy now, and he, because of his hatred for the Joker, he puts on the Red Hood and he calls himself the Red Hood.
Also duly noted, if you guys played the game, the Dark, what is it called?
Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight. I'm having hiccups.
It has a DLC downloadable content about Jason Todd, which I'm still playing Batman right now, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But one of the things that I wanted to bring up though is that you gotta understand that right now DC is expanding their universe, right? And they're doing it in a big way. And if you ask me, based on the trailers from Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, I mean, they are coming out swinging. It's just like knocking it out of the park. It looks crazy, awesome.
Oh yeah.
But see, so I can't imagine that they would use one of their Robins to create a new Joker. And the reason for that is because you have Dick Grayson, the first Robin, becomes Nightwing. The second one, Jason, once he gets brought back, he is the Red Hood. And the Red Hood is such a killer character. I mean, literally killer. Like, he kills people, right? So imagine a vigilante who's got the chops, trained by Batman, only he'll shoot you, right? But not only that, but I mean, if there's also like the comics out there where it's Red Hood and the Outlaws. So you have Red Arrow, Arsenal, whatever you want to call him, Speedy. And then you have, what is it, Starfire, I think?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's another great comic, which would be awesome to bring back into the cinematic universe. And you can have it intertwined with this new, if Batman is indeed going to have 3-picture deal, that's not to mention Justice League. So, I mean, we're talking about a long story.
Yeah, it's going out.
Big things.
So I can't
Superhero
imagine
movie.
them sacrificing a Robin for this. When you can do other cool stuff that the fans are just going to geek out like crazy. If they see Red Hood, I mean, they're going to geek out. Red Hood is like one of my favorite storylines. Really fucking cool. But that's where I don't really subscribe to it. If I see it, I mean, it'll be okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not that I'll hate it. I'll still watch the movie. But I just don't like the theory because of that. Because I'm hoping for a Red Hood someday. So. All right. So let's move on to the next segment. What do we got?
Tom Hardy to produce and possibly star in the movie adaptation of the comic book by Vertigo DC 100 Bullets.
Okay, 100 Bullets. So if you guys don't know, there's DC Comics, and then they have like their sister company, which is Vertigo. And the best way to kind of put it is that these were the comics that were too weird for it to be on a DC mantle here. So they said, let's do Vertigo. And they're gonna work on some stuff. Right now you have Jason Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's working on Sandman right now, and that's a Vertigo comic. And then you're gonna have, of course, the this one, which is 100 Bullets.
Tom Hardy.
And Tom Hardy is one of the greats. Tom Hardy is actually, I wouldn't doubt it if this year he doesn't get an Academy Award. I mean, he's doing The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio
and the director
And-
of Birdman.
Birdman, right? So, yeah, and the preview, if you guys haven't seen the preview for The Revenant, check it out. It looks insane.
And if you guys have seen Mad Max, that was also one of the best action movie of this year, since this year.
Not only that, we're getting double the Tom Hardy in Legend. So he's playing twins, and these guys, their characters are two completely different guys, and it's just I'm telling you, man, his chops are just like crazy. So I wouldn't doubt it if he gets it. So now, here's a funny thing. I saw an interview with Tom Hardy, and he was talking about his interest for Punisher, which for me it blew my mind.
I love it.
Right?
Loved it.
And I talked to you about this last time. I said, dude, what about Tom Hardy, Punisher, David Fincher as a director? I'd be like,
Mind blowing.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing David Fincher, even though most of the David Fincher does is adapt books, which is you guys seen Gone Girl, Fight Club,
Seven.
Those were adapted books. But I want to see David Fincher adapt a comic book novel for once. Just to see the taste of it and how it goes, how we'll collaborate with Tom Hardy, and maybe become badass. I mean, Marvel has its stake of dark cinematic in it too, other than just a little fling of it. You know, we want to see that.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I mean, we're already seeing on Daredevil, and
yeah.
And if you guys don't know, John Berthenol, who is was in The Walking Dead as Shane, and
Love them.
also he's also in Fury, David Ayer's movie, which David Ayer's doing Suicide Squad. So he was also in Fury, and so he's going to play Punisher in the Daredevil season 2, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. So obviously he's not going to do that. But Tom Hardy in this interview, he also said, I got something in the works with DC, and it's going to be something that none of you guys are going to expect. Now, what makes this funny is that I watch a lot of other YouTube channels where they do a lot of movie reviews and stuff about comics. One of them is a guy by the name of John Schnepp, who's in Collider Movie Talk. And if you go look it up, it's a great channel. Subscribe to that channel because they have a lot of really cool info. I love their channel. They have Collider Movie Talk, which they talk about all things movies. They also have Heroes, which is John Schnepp doing a show about comics, so everything about comic books. And then you have also they have a Jedi Council, and that's with Christian Harloff, who's he's super knowledgeable when it comes to Star Wars. I watch these guys like regularly all the time, but so check it out. But John Schnepp said he gave this nod on 100 Bullets, and he's like, dude, if you guys haven't seen this, somebody get on this, make this movie. And I think somebody heard the fucker, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody listened to him
Make
because,
something happen.
dude.
Well, not only that, 100 Bullets, what was about to be a TV series in development at Showtime, under by David S. Goyer, who wrote Man of Steel, also wrote it with collaborated with Christopher Nolan's in the Dark Knight series.
Right.
It was supposed to be a series, a TV series, but it didn't take off. For some reason it didn't go anywhere. But as of right now, what we're going about of Tom Hardy wanting to co-produce and want to act as well to a movie in Vertigo. I mean, hey, we want to see that.
But you know, and you know, part of that probably has to do with the reaction that people are getting over Suicide Squad, because not everybody knows about Suicide Squad.
No.
You know, I mean, I love Suicide Squad. I mean, I read the comics, so I was very familiar with the content. So when I heard Suicide Squad was going to follow Batman v Superman, I thought it was kind of weird, but I loved it so much. I'm like, dude, I can't wait for this idea. So with that success, coming with something not as known, and also, I mean, Zack Snyder, I mean, he's also done like Watchmen and stuff like that. So to do 100 Bullets, it's just something I haven't read the comics personally. So, but I'm gonna look it up. I want to check it out because I did see some of the covers. I looked up. The artwork is just amazing.
Very noir.
Super cool.
As Rocky told me, James, you got to read this. You got to look into this because this is like a straight through a learning kind of way of what 100 Bullets is going to be. And I try to look it up and write it down. At the moment, I'm trying to find it and download it. Hopefully, be interesting.
Yeah, get a good digital copy. And you know, if you guys also John Schnepp, and like I said, look him up in Collider Video on YouTube for Heroes. But he also has a documentary right now that's out, and you can order it through his website. And that's The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. And it's just a documentary of the movie that Tim Burton was going to do based on Superman. And he was going to have Nicolas Cage be Superman.
Exactly, yeah.
And you know who partially wrote it was Kevin Smith.
Yeah, right.
So it's, if you guys haven't seen it, check it out.